We're going to cover the buy, sells, holds, and trades from today's games for fantasy football. Those guys that busted, those guys that hit hard, all right here, right now. Before we dig in, though, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're already dropping waiver wire content. One of the first channels to do so. We're going to do it again tomorrow. We're going to help you set your lineups. We're going to help you find gems off the waiver wire. We already did last week, and if you picked them up last week, you would have got them for $1, but some of them, like Elic Ayomanor, you're going to have to pay 10 or more off the fab, a good 10 to 20%, or you just listen, watch the You Need videos, get some of those guys for free. Click that button. Stop missing out. Our first game today that we're looking at, Bengals, Jaguars. And we said it was going to be a high-scoring contest. It happened. Big thing here to note, Joe Burrow is going to be out for a bit. And that's concerning because Jake Browning sucks. He threw 3 picks, 32 pass attempts, 241 yards. He sucks so bad it could be good for fantasy football. That's something to pay attention to. There might be a light at the end of the tunnel, but there might be a freight train coming through, so pay attention to that. Chase Brown, 16 carries, 47 yards. Not the numbers you wanted, but at least he got a lot of carries. That's at least good, right, guys? Jamar Chase, 165 yards, 14 catches, 1 touchdown. Solid performance. I'm never going to bench Jamar Chase. I'm just never going to do so. You make those decisions with Jake Browning. I'm not doing that. T. Higgins, he got his touchdown this week. He's fine. 8 targets. I think in some of these matchups, you're watching over-unders. And if Vegas is pounding it, then you might be able to take that risk with T. Higgins. I think if you got a good push in your lineup decisions, you may go the other way against tougher defenses going forward. Chase Brown got 3 targets. Mike Gesicki got a little bit of work. We're seeing some work get funneled to the tight ends, and it's split 50-50 Fant Gesicki. I kind of hate that. I kind of hate it. It was kind of like that last week. Parker Washington sneaks in there with 5 targets. I saw Travis Hunter and limping or doing something on the sidelines, but he got that work with 6 targets, only 3 balls caught, 22 yards. You're also looking at Brian Thomas Jr. Someone in the comment sections of one of the videos I posted earlier today, they're worried about him. Don't be worried about him. He got 12 targets. You don't get worried about somebody getting 12 targets. 4 balls caught, 49 yards. He's all right. Travis Etienne, like we said, he was the hitter from this game. He still is. 71 yards, and then also catching 2 balls, 18 yards, a touchdown. Bhashul Tuten, solid. 8 carries, 42 yards, 5.3 yards per carry. Got the touchdown. 2 catches, 32 yards. It was the battle between him and LeQuint Allen. At the end of that video, I said I was taking Bhashul Tuten because I'm shooting for that upside, and he's going to have that Travis Etienne role if Travis Etienne goes down. Both of these running backs, though, has been good in training camp, has been good in preseason, and the Jaguars are blessed with talent at the running back position. Giants and Cowboys, this one went in overtime. This was a fun game to watch. I watched all these on Red Zone and just kept tabs with the stats. But both Russell Wilson and Dak Prescott hit. You had to hit this. 77 points scored in this game. 2 touchdowns by Dak in the air. 3 by Russell Wilson. Javonte Williams, 97 yards and a touchdown. Crossing the goal line again, getting you some yards. Good in fantasy. We had him ranked ahead of fantasy pros. Cam Skattebo's here. He got 11 carries. 4.1 yards per carry. Nothing crazy, but he's here. He got a touchdown. We're going to be looking at him off the waiver wire, and he's a good prospect. He went crazy at Arizona State, crazy at Sac State. Sac State, stand up. WanDale Robinson is going to be another waiver wire hitter because this guy has just been soaking up targets. 142 yards, a touchdown, 8 balls caught. Solid. You're looking at Turpin, a guy you might be picking up in deeper leagues. Pickens got his score. He was dead quiet most of the game. He was dead quiet. That's the thing about him. He was dead quiet. You were wondering where he was at. But with Pickens, he either going to score all the points or none of the points. That's the thing about him in fantasy football. Miles Sanders got a touchdown. I think a lot of people are going to have him in the waiver wire articles, but they're not going to say the context that, hey, there were 77 points scored in this game. Everybody scored a touchdown. So don't pay attention to that. I'll keep you straight, though, with my waiver wire content. I'll let you know that he sucks. But Malik Neighbors is a dog still. 13 targets, 167 yards, 9 balls caught, Tyrone Tracy, 3 yards per carry. Piss poor 2 games in a row. Road Dog City, Detroit Lions 52-21 over the Chicago Bears. And you're just looking at this. Caleb Williams, when I first started watching this on Red Zone, it looked like things were going to go okay. And then it did. 2 touchdowns and a pick. Badgett came in there. Jared Goff, 334 yards, 5 touchdowns. Going off Gibbs, 94 rushing yards and a touchdown. And you're looking at Monty getting his goal line work as well, getting a touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown goes off, 115 yards, 3 TDs in this game. He's winning your week by himself. J-Mo gets a score, 108 yards on 2 catches. That's the J-Mo experience. He's got the Will Fuller effect. We've been saying this for years. Since his rookie season, we're saying, hey, pick this guy up, pick this guy up. Well, he's still doing it. Isaac Tesla got his big grab like he always does. It's only 2 games, but still he's always getting a big grab. Odunze is emerging. And if somebody's not in love with Odunze in your league, you may want to tap that. 11 targets, 7 balls caught, 128 yards, 2 touchdowns. DJ Moore, you might start getting a little worried about him. One, Caleb Williams, very volatile. I can't say I'd say volatile. Volatile is probably the word. And then Odunze soaking up targets. We're watching Luther Burden. 2 targets in this game, 1 ball caught, 5 yards. Colston Loveland, like we said going into the season, they're splitting it up between him and Cole Kmet. Do I agree with it? No. Cole Kmet's probably just more stable for what they want to do. Kyle Monaghan getting some work. I call him Money Guy because I can't pronounce the name anyway, so it doesn't matter. DeAndre Swift got a touchdown across the goal line. That's what you needed from him to be fantasy relevant, and he did not rack up the catches, just 3 of them in this game. But still, you're seeing Ola Madzikis here getting a little bit of work too. 2 balls caught, 12 yards. But you're also looking at Sam Laporta getting a little bit of action. All in all, Road Dog City for the Detroit Lions. Titans, Rams. Rams kill it 33-19. Everybody hated it when Blake Corum got that touchdown, and they wondered where was Kyren Williams. 3.9 yards per carry. Puka even got one on the ground. 1 carry, 45 yards. Puka, 8 balls caught, 91 yards. Devontae Adams, 6 balls caught, 106 yards and a touchdown. I am auto-starting them every game for the rest of the year as long as they're healthy. Elic Ayomanor, 6 targets, got his first touchdown. I told you to pick him up off the waiver wire as a stash. He's already starting to hit. I told you last week, he would have been free. He would have been $1 free pickup. Now you got to put a fab percentage on him, and he's with a rookie quarterback here. 175 yards, 19 of 33, so he's going to be volatile. This could have been a nice game for you to pawn him off as well. Almost said poon him off. But Calvin Ridley, 6 targets in this game, 3 balls caught, 57 yards. The pass catchers are going to be volatile. Chigakwanku got 6 targets. That's something to note if you're looking for a tight end. As the other one should have been picked up since it was murderer's row of injuries at tight end last week. But outside of that, you're looking at the Titans here. 92 yards for Pollard, that's fine. But he's not really getting you much in the receiving game. So that's just 9.2 points. Not good enough. 4.6 yards per carry. Game scripts wasn't for him. They're not going to be many game scripts for him there. They're 0-2. They got a rookie quarterback. Kyren Williams should come back and do well. But the thing about this, we're not hitting 4 yards per carry. We had efficiency troubles last year. We called that out throughout the whole offseason. Been called a hater for that. I also said he was going to get the work. He has been. He had 19 opportunities in this game. Usually he's above 20. Last week he was above 20. So far he's fine, but you got to watch him going forward. Dolphins, Patriots. I told you this was going to be a high-scoring game. It was a high-scoring game. And guessing the game scripts, I'm starting to get pretty good at this. If you're noticing this, I'm getting good at this. I'm not missing many this week that I'm noticing here. 230 yards for Drake May. He had an okay performance, 31 rushing yards and a touchdown on the ground as well. Tua comes in, 315, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Devin Achan murdered this game. Got a touchdown through the air, 8 balls caught, 92 yards. On top of that, 30 yards on the ground. I remember that touchdown play coming out big on red zone, knowing that there was a big game. It's Splash City, though, for the receiving core of the Dolphins. Tyreek Hill, 6 balls caught, 109 yards. Waddle, 5 balls caught, 68 yards and a touchdown. You're waiting for that to hit sometime. Like last year, it was up and down. Then it was week 1. You're waiting for that. Good news, Ollie Gordon is getting work. Like, you're just seeing that name trickle in there. Malik Washington had some moments in this matchup as well. You need to pay attention to him, especially for deeper leagues. You need to watch out for him. He's getting work. Now you're watching Rhamondre Stevenson. You're like, what the heck? I have TreVeon Henderson, and Rhamondre Stevenson's doing some things. I know I do 100 videos a day, and I know you didn't catch it, but I said Rhamondre Stevenson could be sneaky this year in the double-digit rounds, just like any other veteran running back, so it wasn't really that important to me. 5 balls caught, 88 yards. They're going to use him. He's good in the passing game. At one time, he was third among all running backs in targets. He can catch checkdowns. He's got good vision. He's going to be a good buffer back for TreVeon Henderson. This is a ramp-up period. I'm not concerned. I'm not. It's too early. Like, we're going here looking at Devin Achane, and he had 2 weeks of nothing. And then week 3 of his rookie season, he scored 50-some fantasy points. Everybody was looking to drop him after week 2. Don't be that person in my comment section, please. Kayshon Boutte got a touchdown. Thank goodness. We did a You Need video on him. He runs a lot of routes, getting a lot of opportunity. He only had 1 target in this game. But look at this game script here. It was fun. This was a fun game. I'm loving it. Drake May getting it on the ground. Antonio Gibson's back doing some things. They're using him now. He had that touchdown or that long play. Did he get called back? Where'd that go? But again, this was a fun matchup. Niners Saints 26-21. Another tight matchup. And Spencer Rattler. We're starting to see a little bit of who he is. And he's a guy that goes yellow with it still. But he's starting to target Alvin Kamara with 6 targets. That was my biggest worry with him. 207 yards, 3 touchdowns, 14 yards on the ground. Spencer Rattler. What I like about him is he just slings it. It's YOLO time. You do not know what you're going to get. It's a box of chocolates. I love that about his game. Mac Jones. Getting it. Spreading the ball around. He's got McCaffrey there. Like, that is like his security blanket. So McCaffrey had a good game here. 55 yards on the ground. Another 52 through the air off 6 catches and a touchdown. Juwan Jennings, 10 targets. Ricky Pearsall, 6. I don't like Juwan Jennings, but he gets a lot of work. At the right price, I like him. Usually, the fantasy community overvalued him because they just straight up looked at his target share. They looked at his points per game. But all those points per game really came in like 3 contests last year. And whenever the fantasy football community does that, it makes me so mad. It makes me so mad when they don't look into the data. Just peeling it back, just one more layer. Just being lazy. Just everybody being so lazy. It makes me so mad. That's why I work so hard, really, just to get over it. But we're really looking at this. Rashid Shaheed got that touchdown. Never forget about him. He's an air yards dandy, getting deep balls downfield. 4 balls caught, 52 yards. Chris Olave, another solid outing. Spencer Rattler here is fueling Olave, Rashid Shaheed, and Juwan Johnson. Juwan Johnson, 9 targets. He had double digits last week. He got 9 targets in this game as well. He's looking solid. Brandon Cooks, he's just route fodder right now, so don't really pay much attention to him. Devon Bailey's just out there. Kendre Miller, you're seeing him come up. That's something to pay attention to, just in case something happens to Alvin Kamara. He's the next man up. Bills, Jets, and this game got ugly. Justin Fields came out. Tyrod Taylor came in. Josh Allen came out for a little bit, but he came back in. James Cook splashed with 2 touchdowns on 132 yards. I was high on him in the rankings. I made sure I was a little bit higher in Fantasy Pros in my rankings because, honestly, I just saw this game cooking. It hit 40 points, so it actually, I believe, hit the under. But I just felt fantasy points were going to be scored in this matchup. And I looked at the Bills, and I was like, something's going to happen on this side of the ball. Keon Coleman. So a lot of you guys are wondering about him. You have to understand my analysis with him, which is pretty simple. So I hope you could understand it. He's either going to score you 25 points or 5 points when you roll him out. Nothing more, nothing less, nothing in between. That's just Keon Coleman, just like George Pickens, just like T. Higgins, just like Will Fuller, just like Jameson Williams, because he gets deep targets downfield. Those are hard to convert. Even when he plays well, it could be a pass interference call, and he did well on that play, and you don't get the points for it. He could get overshot. He could have the guy beat deep, gets overshot. A lot could happen. Those are higher acuity targets. That means they're harder to make. Josh Palmer, 2 balls caught, 47 yards. Dalton Kincaid, 4 balls caught, 37 yards. You're looking at the game script here. They road dogged the Jets. You're looking at Breece Hall here. They were getting road dogs, so you're not going to sit on the run game. You're looking at Garrett Wilson, 8 targets off of 21 targets total. Leading team in targets again. You're going to see that and be like, yeah, that's nice, but it's not enough fantasy points. And that's what you're going to say about Garrett Wilson throughout the year. He's going to have games where he hits on you, and he's going to have games like this. But when you look at the points per game at the end of the season, it's going to look nice, but you're going to be like, yeah, but some of these games I really didn't want him in my lineup. And that's what Garrett Wilson's going to be like this year. It's going to be up and down. He's going to lead the team in targets. He's going to have elite target share. He's going to look like an elite wide receiver. He does on the field, but he's not going to have elite balls coming his way, and it's going to make him very volatile week to week, and you're just going to have to eat it when you start him. Seahawks, Steelers, 31-17. One thing I called out, but I did not react hard enough to, was the run game for the Seattle Seahawks. I told you guys they were going to run heavy against the Steelers. They're going to push that round peg into that square hole. They did. They did, and Kenneth Walker got it. The one thing that I was saying was that I ranked these guys low because I knew they were going to split the carries. They did split the carries, but Kenneth Walker is just too damn explosive. 8.1 yards per carry, 105 yards. And now on, Kenneth Walker's going back up in the rankings to where he should be at, where I usually have him at. That week 1 touch spread, it's still there. It just doesn't matter. Jaylen Warren, 14 carries, 48 yards, 3.4 yards per carry. You're also looking at him killing it in the receiving game off 4 targets, 4 balls caught, 86 yards. You're looking at that, and you're loving the point total. I don't like the 3.4 yards per carry. Kenneth Gainwell, 5 carries. Caleb Johnson got a carry. That's nice for him for 1 yard. Arthur Smith's still here, so I believe this is going to be a circus still at the running back position. Pat Freiermuth, 4 targets. Jonnu, 4 targets. Calvin Austin, 4 targets. DK Metcalf led the team with 6. He got that touchdown. He's not getting all the deep targets. He's also getting some manufactured short targets, which is good to see. 3 balls caught, 20 yards. Thank God he got that touchdown for you. Then he got 6, 9 plus another 2, 11. It's not good enough. It's not good enough, but it's okay. It's fine. It's not good enough still. And we're watching this. I thought Darnell Washington got a touchdown. Must have got called back. But you're looking at this, and the Steelers took that L. I knew they were going to run it. Jack Smith-Njigba, 10 targets. He's killing it this year. Cooper Kupp stands up. He had a quiet week last week. Horton got that touchdown. In deeper leagues, you might have thought about him. He's a stash play nonetheless. Browns, Ravens, I told you it was going to be ugly, and it was. But I was expecting it to be low scoring, and I was expecting it to be closer, but it wasn't. The Ravens road dogged the Browns. The Browns' defense is good. Everything else, not so much. Quinshon Judkins, he had a couple runs that were nasty. And this dude has only had 1 or 2 practices since May. No training camp. They got him up to speed, leading the team in carries. And then he also got work in the passing game with 3 receptions off 3 targets. That's crazy. Like, he's going to get more work going forward. I'm worried about Jerome Ford. You may want to just think about dropping him so you can just have another pickup. Dylan Sampson is going to be the 1B to Judkins sooner than later. The beat writers are already asking Stefanski if Gabriel is going to be the starter, which he hated that question, and obviously that's a no. I did a video making fun of that just before this because I love doing that kind of stuff. And Joe Flacco is going to be the starter, and if they keep losing games, Gabriel's back up. Gabriel's probably going to lose some games, and Sheduer's back up. And they need to get right at quarterback, and they got to figure that out. Judy got 8 targets, did nothing with it. Harold Fanning, 5 targets. Moral victory for the tight end spot. That might be enough to get you tight end 1 numbers while I'm rolling through these box scores. Njoku got you nothing really off 5 targets, but it's an 8 spot, so you might be okay. Jerome Ford got you 6 targets in this matchup over Dylan Sampson's 3 targets. Last week, Ford ran more routes than Dylan Sampson, but Judkins is also going to be running routes. You see Isaiah Bond out there. Zay Flowers had a good game. 7 balls caught, 75 yards. Also got a carry. Derrick Henry, 23 yards. I ranked him high, but I also told you that Browns defense was going to be nasty. I told you they were going to hold things in check. I told you that. And it came to fruition. I wish I was louder about that, but I also said it like in 5 different videos and random videos throughout the week and the week prior. I told you that Bengals game was going to be a slobber knocker. This was a slobber knocker that had a knockout to it. DeAndre Hopkins got a touchdown. Devontae Walker, speed to burn, 2 touchdowns. Wallace got a touchdown. Rashad Bateman, 4 targets, did nothing with it. That being said, you saw a road dog on the Browns. Horse-on-horse violence, 29-28. Colts come away, 1-1 Broncos record here. And Bo Nix throws another pick. He's got 3 picks on the season. You're looking at Danny Dimes, 316 yards. And Jonathan Taylor sneaks away with that touchdown in this game, that big one in the second half. On top of that, 165 yards on the ground. This team's cooking. This team's 2-0. This is a dangerous team. All Daniel Jones had to do is facilitate the football. That's all he has to do. They have enough weapons on this team to be dangerous, and they have enough weapons on this team for you to look at this passing offense and be like, I don't want any of this outside of Tyler Warren because he's a tight end. But you're looking at this, he's spreading the ball around. 6 balls caught, 51 yards, 8 targets. Josh Downs, you like that? Alec Pierce got work. A.D. Mitchell got 4 targets. Michael Pittman got a little bit of work with 5 targets. That's a good sign if you're a Colts fan. If you're a Colts fan watching this, yeah, Anthony Richardson ain't coming back. Daniel Jones has to get hurt for that to happen. They're 2-0. They beat a team that nobody was predicting them to beat. That's solid. We got a lot of points scored in this game. J.K. Dobbins got a touchdown. R.J. Harvey nowhere to be found, but look at this score, 29-28. You ain't throwing your rookie out there. He wasn't getting a lot of touches last week. We know if it's tight like this, he ain't getting thrown out there. They got to have a lead. Troy Franklin, you're getting him off the waiver wire. You're getting him now. Right now. Led the team in routes ran. On top of that, last year, Bo Nix targeted him on 22% of his routes ran. He's going to get peppered. He's been peppering him for years. He did it at Oregon. Marvin Mims, 2 targets. You're worried about Cortland Sutton, who got 4 targets. Pat Bryant caught 2 balls in this matchup. He might be a starter by the end of the season. This depth chart for these wide receivers might shift a little bit throughout the year. Keep an eye on that. Troy Franklin is a key get right now, especially in these game scripts that goes nuts for the Broncos. Panthers Cards, and it's another Panthers game. I feel bad for people having to watch this team. They started off rough. Bryce Young started mount a comeback. It was pretty much all of the 2024 season wrapped up in one game for Bryce Young as he sucked in the start of the year and mounted a comeback at the end of the season. They still lost, 328 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. Hubbard, 38 yards on the ground, 3.8 yards per carry, but the garbage time passing work, 5 balls caught, 39 yards, and a touchdown, saved your ass. Saved you in fantasy. 6 balls caught, 100 yards for TMAC on 10 targets. He's going to get all the targets. JT Sanders is a guy you're looking at off the waiver wire, especially in these game scripts that break. Every single game script's going to break for the Panthers. I do not see them winning many games. If they're lucky, they win 6. I am wrong, actually, because I looked at this team going into the season as this team that could be sneaky good. They're just sneaky worse so far these first 2 games. I am wrong. I'm saying I'm wrong a lot every single week on this. Hunter Renfrow, 9 targets, another big targeted game. Got you a little bit with 2 touchdowns. 7 balls caught, 48 yards. People are going to go after him. It's fine if you do. He's racking up targets, and this team's going to be in broken game scripts. James Conner got that touchdown. That saved you. That saved your ass in fantasy. That's 6 points off the touchdown, 3 points off the yards, and then on top of that, 1 ball caught for 18 yards. He just moneyballed it. Marvin Harrison Jr. really did not have to do anything in this game. They were killing the Panthers. They did not need to push the game script. Trey Benson, one of the top handcuffs in fantasy football right now. 4 balls caught, 30 yards. They're going to use him in the passing game. If Connor goes down, he's the next man up. Easy to project. First 2 games, you're seeing that. You're seeing Trey McBride getting 7 targets. Stud. Chiefs-Eagles, 2017. Tight game. We knew it was going to be tight. 2 tough defenses. They've played each other before. Neither quarterback hits 200 yards. Only 1 passing touchdown. 1 interception. Saquon Barkley, 88 yards and a touchdown. On top of that, 2 balls caught. Devonta Smith had that long catch late in the game. A.J. Brown, 8 targets. He really didn't do anything for you. He busted twice in a row for you. You're looking at the Chiefs pass catchers here. 6 targets, 10 fantasy points. Travis Kelce right there. Tyquan Thornton, deep ball city. 1 touchdown there. That's what we've been saying off the waiver wire when you're looking at him. We told you to get him due to that. He's a splash play waiting to happen. Hollywood Brown, 5 targets, and it's just a nasty 8 fantasy points. Nothing really after that to really know. Juju, let's check in on him, 3 targets. Rashard Smith got 1 target. Let's check how many routes he ran. We'll do that in the waiver wire videos. And then on top of that, 1 carry for 2 yards. Isaiah Pacheco's cooked. He's cooked. But it's a tough matchup. He had a weird game script last week. You can give him some grace. Maybe if you want to buy low, I'm not suggesting that. I wouldn't do that. Kareem Hunt, 3.9 yards per carry. He's cooked. He's creamy right now. You're looking at Saquon. That's about the only player you really want in fantasy off this. Outside of that, no one started Thornton unless you're in a deep league. It was an ugly game for fantasy production. You kind of saw that when you looked at the matchup. Those are the buy, sell, holds, and trades from today's games. Let me know who you're picking up this week. I want to hear about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.